Ranking every Survivor 50 player worst to best. To give you some perspective, I've seen every season multiple times and have made in-depth retrospectives on every season. All of that to say that I definitely know what I'm talking about when it comes to Survivor. Obviously, this video spoils literally so many seasons of Survivor. You have been warned. Number 24, Ozzy. The worst player in Survivor 50 has absolutely gotta be Ozzy Luth. He should be considered a legend competing on Cook Islands, fans versus favorites, South Pacific, and Game Changers. And this is coming from someone whose first ever season of Survivor was Cook Islands. Ozzy was my hero. However, the number one thing that comes to mind when thinking about how Ozzy played Survivor Game Changers has 100% gotta be boring. He didn't do anything. So although I will always have great memories of Ozzy, the original Jungle Boy, the 43-year-old has lost his magic. So we need to clarify, this worst to best list is fully based on how excited the Survivor community is for them to return.
From season 13, the original Jungle Boy, also returning for a 5th time, Ozzy.
Here are some spoilers for later in the video. Ozzy's boring, Christian is awesome, and I'm left being confused about Colby. If we break down all the players in Survivor 50 with the legacy they have with Survivor, we have 17 second chances, 1 3-time player, 4 4-time players, 1 5-time player, and 1 6-time player if you're including International Survivor. My big issue is that Survivor 50 was meant to be a celebration of 50 seasons, but half the cast is coming from 20% of the seasons with the new era. Everything is still up in the air how we will solve 24 players in 26 days, and CBS failed to keep the 50% BIPOC initiative intact for the returning player season. However, when you crunch the numbers, it's a pretty stacked group of players, with 12 making the final tribal council, 6 were fallen angels, and the worst position on the cast is 8th place. At the end of the day, Kelly Wentworth said it best.
Why are you giving me a cast of 24 people with 12 new era, which by the way, it's not even representing all of new era. You're giving me 3 people from season 48. Why? You're giving us 2 people from season 49, a season we haven't even seen yet, 3 people from season 46. What are you doing? I hear they cut names like Jerry, Rob Sesternino, Abby Maria, Penner. I heard Earl Cole was in the mix. What are we doing?
Number 23, Joe. Next up on the list is Joe Hunter from Survivor 48. I get it, when you think about returning player season of Survivor, Jeff Probst loves to have tons of representation from the most recent seasons. But the issue is that Survivor 48 was a disappointment in the community's eyes, and a big part of that was Joe's majority alliance. For a guy like Joe, I don't think we'll see anything new that we haven't already seen. Number 22, the Riz God. So on the flip side of Joe, the exact same issue is with the Riz God from Survivor 49. Like we just said, Jeff Probst loves to have representation from the most recent seasons. But when Survivor 50 is in the hands of the fans, there is no fan that even knows who the Riz God is yet. And I mean, why do we want someone that calls himself the Riz God on the most legendary season in Survivor history? I need to remind everyone that when we talk about this, we are talking about the TV characters and not the actual people themselves.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, RIZGOD, Riz God, baby, back for the 18th episode.
Number 21, Aubrey. Very similar to all the players that failed in returning player seasons, we have Aubrey Bracco from Survivor Ko-Rong, Game Changers, and Edge of Extinction. The funny thing is that if Aubrey never appeared in Edge of Extinction, this would be a completely different conversation. But she did, and she did literally nothing in that season, making me worried that she has nothing else to offer to Survivor.
Aubrey, would you play 50? Would you go back and play again for season 50? We didn't even ask her.
I've learned that you don't say no when you're a Survivor player because people inevitably go back on their word. But I am enjoying my life among the plants with my baby, but I'll never say no.
See, I would have thought that you were a no, Aubrey. I felt like that after the last experience that you had, and that I would have thought that your Survivor itch is completely scratched. Like, I thought you would say absolutely not, never again.
Don't say no. completely.
Number 20, Savannah. Top 20, baby, and we need to get it out of the way at some point. Unlike Rizgod, who I have literally zero faith in, I do have some faith in Savannah that she'll be an interesting player in Survivor 49 and Survivor 50. Number 19, Tiffany. I'm going to be honest, I was tempted to place Tiffany Nicole Irvin from Survivor 46 at the very top of the list as the worst player on the cast. However, after reading the comments for my Survivor 50 cast assessment video, I got more excited. Each returning player season has a head-scratching female player, and Survivor 50 has Tiffany. It's insane. I still can't get over how Jeff decided to describe her on Survivor 50.
And from 46, at times she played with Q, and at times she wanted to pull her hair out because of Q. Tiffany.
Number 18, D. Straight up, winners don't belong on this season. Moving on. Number 17, Kyle. We can lump Kyle and D into this video together. I would argue they were the most dominating winners of the new era, but winners should not be on this season. With only 2 winners here, Kyle and D are going to be targeted right away, making them feel like wasted spots that could have been reserved for other players.
The winner of Survivor 48, Kyle.
Number 16, Sari. I know, before you go and click off this video, let me give my reasoning on why Sari is not one of the best players on Survivor 50. Remember, this list is based on how excited the community is to see them play again. Sari is great. I love Sari, but there is such thing as too much Sari. Playing North American Survivor 5 times now, winning the Traders, being on Big Brother, and competing on Australian Survivor this summer, it's too much.
And it has been an honor to have you be a part of the Survivor family. Sari, you want to say it?
The tribe has spoken.
If you didn't click off this video when I said I'm not overly excited for Sari to return to Survivor, thank you. Shout out to these videos who also did a video on this topic. I was planning to get this video out last week, but I had tons of work to do behind the scenes. If you want more Survivor 50 content, please subscribe to this channel and help me reach 20,000 subscribers. Number 15, Charlie. From Survivor 46, we have Charlie Davies, and number 14, Camilla. From Survivor 48, we have Camilla, back to back, Charlie and Camilla. These are players that I'm in the middle on the road on. I think they have more to offer Survivor, and I'm excited to see these 2.0 versions of them. With Charlie, it'll be great to see him compete without Maria, and on the flip side with Camilla, it'll be interesting to see how she plays a game of Survivor where the rest of the cast isn't afraid of a blind side. It's just, they are not Survivor 50 material. Number 13, Colby. Arguably, Colby Donaldson is the most popular player on this list and one of the most popular players in Survivor history. People were naming their kids Colby. I'm just left scratching my head with Colby. Why Colby? Bringing back Colby without Jerry is ridiculous, especially when Colby completely flopped his last time on Survivor.
I'm not annoyed with you. I'm ready to get to the challenge.
Free offer of chocolate. I'm just curious.
Let's go.
I got the message, brother. We'll go when I'm ready.
Number 12, Chrissy. If we were going to be making a tier list separating all the players, it's around here where I separate the good players from the great players that I am so excited and jumping up and down to see return to Survivor. In Chrissy's case, it's super simple. Challenge Beast, Villain Energy, and screwed over by the first ever fire making challenge.
So my decision is simply based on who can beat Ben. I've got Ryan and I've got Devin. Ryan probably never made a fire in his life. So the only way to send Ben home.
Number 11, Emily. Going to keep this one short and sweet as every Survivor fan understands why it's so awesome that Emily Flippin is returning to our television screens from Survivor 45. And the best part of returning player seasons is going to see Emily pushing back on all the other great players on this list. But there's a couple more new era players I am more excited to see play, and the next one is number 10, Jonathan. I will start out by saying it's a crime that we are not seeing more representation from Survivor 41, 42, 43, and 44 on this list, as it had some of the best casting in the new era. However, I can see why Jeff Probst decided to go with Jonathan Young as a player to get the chance at redemption for Survivor 50. He literally carried his tribe on his back. It cannot be understated how popular Jonathan was with the casual fans of Survivor.
Jonathan now is going to go retrieve tribe members. First he gets the ladder, now he's grabbing Omer and reaching for Marianne.
Number 9, Jenna. We all knew the original Survivor season with Survivor Borneo would have some representation on this season. At the end of the day, I do think there was better picks from Survivor Borneo. However, I do think Jenna Lewis has so much to offer. I want you to pay attention to her game from Survivor All-Stars and not her Survivor Borneo game. Out of respect for one of the OGs, I think 9th place fits perfectly. Number 8, Mike. So here's the deal. I'm really excited to see Mike White play Survivor again, but I'm not sure if it's for the right reasons. With the global success of the White Lotus, this could bring fresh, new eyes to Survivor. And you gotta remember, all the players on Survivor 50 are eager to get that White Lotus cameo.
Have you guys been here before? No. The hotel's perfect and the staff is excellent.
Number 7, Christian. It shows how good of a season and the cast of Survivor David vs. Goliath was that we just talked about Mike White. We are talking about Christian Hibiki here at number 7, and we are yet to talk about Angelina Keeley. Christian is truly a legend of Survivor from 2018, but we are now going to a player from 2005 with number 6, Stephanie. This might be a fiery hot take, placing Stephanie in my top 6, and I can understand the criticism to an extent, as we haven't seen Stephanie on Survivor in such a long time. But what excites me the most here is that she's a challenge beast. She's a Survivor legend, being the last remaining player on her tribe, and she's shown to have villain qualities to her. Number 5, Genevieve. A lot of people are probably scratching their head with why I put Genevieve in our number 5 spot, but you need to remember, we are talking about the Canadian legend from Survivor 47. It might be a result of 90-minute episodes, fancy editing tricks, or pure luck, but Genevieve is the random pick that I am most excited to see return.
Does Genevieve sound believable?
I'm not here to play safe. I'm here to create some chaos. What about Genevieve? You know, strength is a big issue, so what if we say Genevieve?
Number 4, Rick. Next on our list is Rick Devens from Survivor Edge of Extinction. I'm honestly surprised more people aren't freaking out about Rick finally returning to Survivor. I get it that during Survivor 38, it was basically the Rick show from start to finish, but there is so much to go off of here. He has already been voted off with only playing once, isn't afraid of big moves, and loves making fake idols. When you combine Rick Devens with the new era of Survivor, this is TV gold. Number 3, Q. Coming in at 3rd place is Q Burdette, and it is blowing my mind that I'm putting a player from the new era this low on the list. But this was the beauty of Q and how amazing of a casting choice he was. I can see it now, the TV gold of Q interacting with literally anyone on this cast of players, especially Aubrey.
Like with Aubrey, I think that she came out here was just like authentically herself.
For you to say Aubrey is your favorite player, that is dangerous.
Number 2, Angelina. Coming in 2nd place is Angelina Keeley, and what can I say? I'm a sucker for the wildest personalities, and that's exactly what Angelina is. With all the players on Survivor 50, I would argue that Angelina was the biggest lock for a return, and the entire Survivor community is ready for it. Number 1, Coach. The best and most entertaining player on Survivor 50 is Coach. Taking a 27-season break from Survivor has Coach locked in and ready with the best confessionals of all time.